Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here I'm with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to do a little walkthrough and look at all of my current arcade machines. Yep, that's right. We're going to continue with the arcade 1-up slash MAME type of video here. And I'm going to show you guys what I have currently, what I'm working on, what my plans for the future are, and how I scored some of these deals and all of that good information. But before I go any further, let me just say, if you like this video or any other video on my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys, and if you want to share the video, that would be even better. And we'll get going right after the opening credits right here, coming in now. And here is my current arcade 1-up collection. You can see I have Pac-Man, Street Fighter, and the Mortal Kombat cabinet. I also have an Asteroids cabinet that I found on clearance for $100 that I haven't put together yet because I'm going to actually be modding that pretty heavily. But let's start over with the Pac-Man. I actually found this bad boy at for $75 at a Walmart a little ways away, so I had to make a pretty decent hike to get it, but for $75 that was such a deal I couldn't resist. And it's Pac-Man. Who doesn't love Pac-Man? Of course, it also comes with Pac-Man Plus as the second game, but it was definitely one of the arcade 1-ups that I had my eyes on because, again, Pac-Man is just a classic. And I have two other fighting games, so I needed something a little bit different to mix it up for the whole Mikey J Productions arcade that I'm currently building here. But there she is. There's Pac-Man in all of its glory. Just a great, great, great classic arcade game. And then right next to it we have Street Fighter 2. I actually scored this as another deal. It was a display unit at a Walmart that I found and got a pretty decent deal on it. Not as good of a deal as I would have been hoping for. It had some wear and tear on it, but I'm going to be fixing all the things that are wrong with it for being a display unit, which I'll get to that in a second. But it's a great cabinet. It's like, here it is. You see the control panel. This is all chipped away, and it actually does have the protective cover on it, but somebody was ripping and tearing at that. And here's a little bit of the attract mode footage. But Street Fighter, just a classic arcade game, and the big debate is what's better between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. I personally lean towards Mortal Kombat a little bit, but both these games are great classic arcade games. And then there you can see the arcade panel, but I'll be replacing all that anyways and getting new buttons and joysticks, which I'll go into that in further detail in a little bit here. And then here's my pride and joy, my Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. I just absolutely love this thing. It is, if you're going to get one of these arcade 1-ups, this is actually one of the better ones to get. I don't have Final Fight, but I've heard very good things about that one as well. So I would say right now it's either Final Fight or Mortal Kombat are the two best ones to really get if you're going to get one of these. And here I have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 playing, and it's actually my favorite game of the trilogy. Most people prefer Mortal Kombat 2, which I think is great as well, but I think Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, stands up a little bit better in today's day and age. And there's a look at the control panel and the cab itself. I gotta say, these arcade 1-ups, they did a pretty darn good job with these things. I'm thoroughly impressed, but I will say this: you need to get a riser. Without the riser, it feels kind of like a toy. It doesn't feel like a proper arcade cabinet. But once you put these things on a riser, they're actually really, really solid, and you feel like you have the real thing in your home for the most part. I just love turning them on and leaving them on just attract mode as we just sit and watch TV and whatnot. Because right now they're in my living room, but they will not be staying here. I'll be setting up an arcade in my basement in the future at some point. And then over here we have, this is my old MAME machine, and this thing has well over 1,000 games on it. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but this is this right here. See, I have a steering wheel for racing games. It's an Xbox 360 wheel, and I've been using a tank stick, X-Arcade tank stick, which I changed some of the buttons and joysticks in this as well. But I'm actually going to be putting this PC here that is running this machine into my Asteroids cabinet when I mod that out. And that's going to be my little bit of a, do everything arcade one up. And then I'm going to build from scratch a whole new MAME setup for up in my living room with a 4-player control panel, which I'll be getting to that later when I begin that project. But and I'm going to get a new top-of-the-line gaming PC to put in that one. And then this old PC, like I said, is going to go in my Asteroids cabinet. But here's just a look through at some of the games that are on here. And then here's some of the systems. I got so many systems on this thing. Like, let's breeze through Nintendo real quick. Of course, you got to have classic NES, as well as Super Nintendo and the Atari systems and the Sega systems. And real quick here as we go through some of the ones that are on here: Sega CD, TurboGrafx, PlayStation, the Mugen, and Terradrome. And then all these here are open board games, which, if you don't know open board games, they're fan created games and they're really cool. I highly recommend some people check those out. Really, really fun games. But so this is my little MAME setup, which, again, this is a big work in progress. This is not going to be permanent by any stretch of the imagination. A quick stroll down through some of my this is actually running off the MAME emulator. All these games here are, because I have on the first screen has all the different emulators that are on here, and this is the ones that are actually in my running off of the MAME emulator. Tried to get all the classic arcade games, and these I actually downloaded all these individually. I didn't get one of them big ISO images or anything. These are all individual downloads, and you can see these are all my racing games. These games all use the racing wheel, of course. I kind of categorized it to make it a little bit easier. And then I have a shooting category, which those are all the gun games, which I don't have a gun at this point, but I will be getting one very, very soon. And then I did the same with the trackball games here. So you can see all the different games that utilize the trackball configuration. Try to make it a little bit easier when you're looking for something, so you know right off the top of your bat on what you're going to use and what you're not going to use. Because that's one thing I will say, that the arcade one-ups are a lot more convenient for, kids and whatnot than these big MAME machines are, because they're just so plug-and-play friendly, so user-friendly. They definitely have that advantage. But let's look at these buttons and joysticks here. This is an IL Euro stick on the left side here. And all these buttons here, I changed out the micro switches, so I have cherry micro switches, and they sound and feel great. That's the stock trackball. And over here, these ones are all the stock X Arcades ones. And they're decent, but they're not as good as the other ones. And then over here is these are all running on this system as well. I have a GameCube, an Xbox 360, an original Xbox, and then right here is the Nintendo Switch, which my daughter stole the dock, but the X-Arcade tank stick can run all of those systems, which is a really cool thing, and I'm going to be building a cab just for all these in the future as well. But back over here to the X Arcade, I want to look at these buttons and stuff and see these joysticks here. I'm going to be honest, they're not all that great. The buttons are decent, I suppose, but I'm going to be modding out all the buttons and all the joysticks on the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat cabs. I'm going to be putting some HAP competitions in this here, because once you get used to the more higher quality buttons and joysticks, the ones on the arcade one-up do feel a little crappy in my opinion. But I mean, I'm not saying that they're all that bad. They're decent, I suppose. But if you can put better ones in, I do recommend that. And I will be getting a new 4-way stick for my Pac-Man as well. They're just good little mods that will really help extend the life of your cabinets. So, I mean, that's my recommendation. But other than that, I'm going to be leaving these 3 stock. I'm not going to be changing any of the, games or interior. But anyways, that is my video for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for watching. And again, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you guys all again soon. Take care, everybody.